All right, let's jump right into this explainer. I want you to take a second and picture the traditional resource-heavy reality of trying to scale a modern business. For years, if you wanted to generate leads and actually command people's attention, you were pretty much forced into a corner, right? You either had to sacrifice hours and hours of your own time acting like a full-blown media production company, or you had to shell out massive retainers. We're talking thousands of dollars every single month to outside agencies and freelancers just to keep your pipeline full. It meant endless back and forth emails, agonizing bottlenecks, and bloated overhead costs that just eat away at your margins. But there's a massive shift happening right now in how businesses operate. A new wave of entrepreneurs is quietly pulling away from the pack. They aren't working 80-hour weeks, and they definitely aren't paying five-figure agency fees. Instead, they're entirely streamlining their operations and building automated digital assets using artificial intelligence. So today, we are going to unpack exactly how everyday professionals are tapping into platforms like ViralRevenueAI to completely automate their business growth, drastically slash their overhead, and create highly efficient lead generation systems. I highly encourage you to stay locked in through this entire explainer, because understanding this process automation could literally restructure how you approach your business's future. So let me ask you a question. What if content creation literally didn't require all of your time? Seriously, think about how your business, or maybe a business you're planning to launch, would transform if you could build highly engaged audiences and generate consistent inbound leads without being chained to a desk all day. For so long, the barrier to entry was just intimidating. People just assumed they needed to be super charismatic on camera, technically gifted with complicated editing software, and outfitted with a professional studio just to get noticed. But imagine achieving massive online reach without shelling out cash for expensive editing tools. Imagine doing it without hiring a production team. And, incredibly, without even needing to show your face on camera if you don't want to. We are talking about utilizing intuitive, automated systems that run the engine of modern lead generation for you. It frees you up to actually focus on what matters, closing deals and running your business. To really wrap our heads around the massive scale of this opportunity, we just need to look at the sheer demand. Billions. That is a staggering number, right? But we are living in a time where billions of people are actively scrolling and consuming short-form digital media every single day across multiple platforms. That infinite scroll creates this profound, never-ending hunger for new information, entertainment, and, most importantly, solutions. And because of this, businesses are absolutely desperate to keep up. Affiliate marketers need constant traffic to hit their numbers. Local businesses need ongoing visibility just to survive in their markets. The demand for digital touchpoints is practically infinite. But here's the catch. Relying on manual human effort to fulfill that kind of demand, that is a guaranteed recipe for burnout. What you actually need is an automated, scalable system to capture those views and turn them into sales. And this perfectly illustrates the massive divide we're facing between the old way of doing things and the new AI paradigm. The traditional method of production is just a massive operational bottleneck. It demands pricey monthly subscriptions for complex software, high-end camera gear that basically depreciates the exact moment you buy it, sophisticated lighting setups, and then hours upon hours of meticulous, frustrating video editing. It's fundamentally costly, and it is incredibly slow. Now, contrast that with the AI approach. It's fast, it's highly automated, it can be entirely faceless, and it's driven by intelligent software that does all the heavy lifting for you. By adopting this streamlined method, the traditional barriers to entry in digital marketing, the high costs and those steep learning curves, they've completely collapsed. It literally shifts the power from large media budgets right into the hands of individual entrepreneurs like us. Section 2. The Content Creation Trap. Why consistency is the ultimate hurdle. Let's talk about why most people who try to capture digital attention end up failing. And it's not what you might think. Most people don't fail from a lack of desire or a lack of market opportunity. They fail because the traditional, manual process is simply too overwhelming to maintain day in and day out. Just look at this path. First, you stare at a blank page, struggling with writer's block just to squeeze out a script. Then, you spend an agonizing amount of time recording multiple takes and painstakingly trimming dead air in some editing program. Next up, you have to suddenly switch skill sets entirely and become a graphic designer to create a compelling thumbnail. Finally, you have to navigate complex platform algorithms just to schedule the post. By the time you repeat this friction-filled process a dozen times, what happens? Burnout. The fatigue sets in, your posting frequency drops, the leads dry up, and eventually, you just quit. These manual steps are the absolute enemy of consistency, and without automated consistency, your lead generation pipeline dies. Moving on to Section 3, the AI automation revolution, shrinking the time between idea and execution. Okay, so here is where we fundamentally alter the workflow. The most powerful thing artificial intelligence does for an entrepreneur isn't magic. It's that it dramatically shrinks the time between having an idea and executing that idea into a published asset. Platforms like ViralRevenueAI consolidate what used to be a really messy, fragmented process. Instead of paying for 5 different software subscriptions and jumping between a dozen browser tabs, the whole shebang is brought under one intuitive roof. You've got the system handling the creation and scripting automatically, and take a look at the talking avatars feature. This is incredibly powerful for camera-shy business owners who still want to build trust and a massive lead list, but prefer to stay behind the scenes. The platform handles the trend research, which completely replaces the old guesswork, it edits the content, and it even handles the social media publishing. By removing all that technical friction and consolidating the workflow, you empower incredible consistency with a fraction of the traditional effort. I want to pause here because the true power of the system comes down to one really simple idea. Listen to this. Imagine creating content once and distributing it across multiple platforms automatically. Just think about the sheer mathematics of the time saved here. In the past, you'd have to manually render a file, optimize it for YouTube, upload it, then reformat it for TikTok, write a totally new caption, upload it again, and then repeat that entire tedious process for Instagram and Facebook. With an automated workflow, the system handles the distribution. You focus solely on generating the core business message, and the technology multiplies your presence across the web. You are effectively cloning your output, reaching 4 or 5 times the audience without increasing your working hours by a single minute. That is a real game changer. Section 4. Scale your business processes. Translating automation into leads and sales. Because let's be real, generating views is only part of the equation, right? Those views actually need to convert into sustainable revenue. Let's walk through 3 highly practical ways this automation drives actual sales. First up, affiliate marketing. You use AI to rapidly test and publish media that solve specific consumer problems. You guide that traffic to a landing page to promote software or products you don't even have to manufacture yourself. The outcome? Automated lead generation and commissions, fueled entirely by the high-volume traffic the AI helps you produce. Second, B2B freelance. Remember how we discussed how desperate local businesses are for visibility? Imagine approaching a local real estate agent who is just too busy showing houses to manage their social media. You use this AI engine to quickly generate professional property tours or market updates for them, and you sell that as a service for a high-ticket monthly retainer. You essentially operate a highly profitable media agency, but the software does the labor. And third, faceless channels. You pick a specific, highly searchable niche like personal finance or health, and you use the system to publish consistently. Over time, that brand scales, capturing targeted ad revenue and direct sponsorships. AI is simply the process optimizer that makes whichever strategy you choose incredibly cost-effective. Section 5. The reality of success. Strategy over magic. All right, I want to be entirely transparent and ground our expectations here for a second. While this technology is genuinely revolutionary in how it slashes overhead costs and saves time, we need to completely erase the illusion of a magic money button. I'll say it loud and clear. There is no software on earth that guarantees instant virality or offers effortless riches with zero strategy. Operating under that assumption is just a surefire way to fail. The reality is that AI is an incredibly powerful assistant. It's a tool designed to drastically speed up your production, simplify your automation, and lower your financial risk. But it still absolutely requires your strategic direction, your consistency, and a real commitment to providing actual value to the end consumer. It is a highly efficient process optimizer. It is not a push-button lottery ticket. So, what's the actual secret? The true formula for digital growth relies on unwavering consistency, continuous learning, testing new ideas, improving your quality over time, and above all, providing real value. Audiences are highly intelligent. They demand actual solutions and genuine value, and they can spot a cheap, thoughtless shortcut from a mile away. The reason a platform like ViralRevenueAI is so effective is that it actively removes the tedious, soul-crushing technical roadblocks, like hours of editing and manual platform scheduling. By automating those exhausting chores, it frees up your mental bandwidth. You finally have the time and the energy to focus deeply on this true formula, to study your market, refine your message, and deliver the high-quality value that actually converts viewers into paying leads and customers, all without burning yourself out in the process. Section 6. Claim your digital future. The cost of waiting. We are witnessing a profound shift in how modern businesses operate, how marketing is executed, and how sustainable leads are generated. And just like any major technological advancement in history, the professionals who take decisive action to adopt these tools early secure a massive operational advantage. So the question you really must confront today is this. Will you embrace this AI shift, actively utilizing these systems to automate your processes, reduce your costs, and generate new leads? Or will you sit back and watch while your competitors build their digital assets and capture these market opportunities while you wait? The technology to automate your business is accessible right now. The barriers to entry have been completely eliminated, and the choice is entirely yours. Opportunities to fundamentally streamline your business like this do not remain a secret forever, and the window to position yourself ahead of the curve is wide open today. If you're serious about automating your production, saving massive amounts of time and money, and building highly scalable, lead-generating business processes, you need to take action. 6 months from now, you will either look back at your streamlined operations and be incredibly glad you started today, or you're going to deeply regret that you hesitated while others moved forward. Do not let this moment pass you by. Click the link below this explainer right now to discover everything Viral Revenue AI has to offer. See the automated system in action for yourself and take that first absolutely crucial step toward claiming your highly efficient AI-powered digital future. Click the link right now and let's get to work.